Hello students, Faininho, Faininha. I'm teacher Carol and this is Inglês na Prática. Have you subscribed to this channel yet? You haven't? Oh, it's so simple. So please access YouTube, Inglês na Prática com Carol, subscribe and jingle the bells. Oh, if you prefer Facebook, we are there too, Inglês na Prática com Carol. Or Instagram, the same name, Inglês na Prática com Carol. Thank you so much for subscribing and now let's go to the topic of this class. In today's class, we're going to see or we're going to check questions using how long, right? So here we go. How long? So the first thing we have to keep in mind is when you answer these questions, how long? Oh, we can either use for or since, depending on what we're gonna say. For example, for, we are going to use for plus a period of time. What do you mean, teacher? For example, if you wanna say 2 days, so this is a period of time, like for 2 days, right? Or for 6 months, yeah? A longer period of time, or for a week, for 30 minutes, half an hour, for 5 days, for 20 years, for 50 years, for 100 years, for a long time. This is nice because when you use a long time, you don't need exactly to say how long. Yeah, for a long time means like a long time, a long period of time. The same happens to ages, yeah, for ages and for years, right? They kind of have the same meaning or the same idea. Okay, so let's review them. For 2 days, so could you repeat after me, please? Just to practice your beautiful pronunciation, let's go. For 2 days, for 6 months, for a week, for a week, it's possible to, for 30 minutes, for 5 days, for 20 years, for a long time, for ages, for years. There you go, good job. So now we're going to check the next one, which is since. So be careful. Yeah, be careful because sometimes students tend to say since. All right, since. Since plus the start of a period. So they start when we have exactly when it started. The start of a period. For example, since 9 o'clock. Since June. Since lunchtime. Since Tuesday. Wednesday, Saturday, since 2005, since Christmas, since April 12 or April 12th, since I arrived. So as you can see here, we have the start of a period, yeah, exactly when it started. So let's repeat after me, please. Let's go together. Go ahead, please. Since 9 o'clock. Since June. Since lunchtime. Good job. Since Tuesday. Since 2005. Since Christmas. Since April 12th. Since I arrived. Good job. There you go. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. So let's go now let's put into practice. So I'm going to ask you some questions and of course I will answer them based on my reality, but you can base on yours. So for example, if I ask you, how long have you been? So I want to know the period, yeah, of the length of time something happened in your life. So the first question is, how long have you lived or how long have you been living in this country? in your country, in Brazil. So here we can either use have you lived or have you been living. There is not a big difference. In fact, they are so similar. So how long have you lived in Brazil? Or how long have you been living in Brazil? So your answer is based on the question. So for example, I have, okay, let's make it capitals. So I have lived in this country or in Brazil well, in fact, since I was born. Okay, so if you use for in that case, you shouldn't use for plus all. For example, I have been living in this country all my life. So in that case, you shouldn't use for all my life, okay? Just all my life. All right, so here there are two examples and two similar examples, but the first I have used it since, and in this one, for, no, not exactly for, because I use all my life. But okay, so you get the point. Let's go to the next question. So it's similar, yeah, but a little bit different in the end. How long have you lived, or how long have you been living in this city? Or in my case, in this town. The difference is town is smaller, yeah, than a city. Cities are usually big, like São Paulo, New York. In my case, I have lived in a town. A very charming one, very charming. By the way. So how long have you lived, or how long have you been living in your city, in this town? So let's use it. I have lived in this town. I'm gonna use for about 30 years. Oh, I'm sorry, 30 years. I've lived in this town for about 30 years. Or I could say I have been living, which is similar, okay, in this city, in this town, I'm sorry, since 1990, for example. All right, so both are correct, and here, yeah, a period of time, and here the beginning of this period, since 1990. All right, let's check another one. So how long have you lived, or how long have you been living in your apartment or in your house? So in my case, I live in a house, okay? You can answer according to your reality. So I have been living in my house for 10 years. Yeah. Or I have been living, yeah, in that case would be the same. I have lived in my house for, since 2010. I have lived, or I have been living in my house since 2010. All right, next question, let's go together. Please think about your life and think about your examples, right? Here, I'm using mine, as I told you. So the next says, how long have you worked, or how long have you been working at your job? Yeah, this job you were present working. So how long have you worked, or how long have you been working? Let's go. I have been working in my job for 20 years. Yeah, period of time. Or I have been, okay, I have worked, just to be a little different, meaning the same. Yes, I have worked in my job for since 2000. 20 years, that's since 2000. All right, it's been a long time, yes, and I love what I do, and that's why I'm here, and it's a pleasure to me, really. How long have you been married? How long have you been married? So if you are married, you can answer this question using since or for. For example, I have been married, all right, for 10 years, okay, or I have been, oops, I keep going like been married since 2010, right? So I've been married for 10 years. I've been married since 2010. All right, let's go. How long have you known your best friend? Wow, my best friend. Well, I would say I have known. You see, known, right? We use known because we can't go like this. I have been knowing, right? This is wrong because we can't use ing with this verb know. So in that case, we'll say know, knew, known, right? The third form, the participle. So I have known. In this case, we don't need to use been, right? I've known her because it's a girl. I've known her for probably for 20 years, I would say. For 20 years, been a long time. Or I have known her since 2000. Maybe before that. Well, it's been a long time. All right, next one, let's go. How long have you been studying English? So when I say that, how long have you been studying? That means it's in progress, right? You are still studying, you haven't stopped. I hope so. So how long have you been studying English? Well, as a teacher, I'm a teacher, but of course I have to keep myself, always updated. So I am a teacher and a student for sure. So I have been studying English for, well, I have to be honest, for 30 years probably. For 30 years, because I have always loved English. So for me, actually, this is a pleasure. Yeah, I teach it, I know, and when you teach, you learn twice. But it's been 30 years. Or I have been studying. Whoa. Studying, oh my God. I've been studying English since I was a child. Oh, this is nice. Since I was a child. So this is the period when it all started. Since I was a child. If you watch my video about my story, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, please check it out on my channel. So how long have you had your car? So in my case, I have a motorcycle, okay? So you can change this question to how long have you had your motorcycle, your bike, right? So I have had, you see here, I can't, again, it's not possible to say I have been having, because imagine it is in progress. No, it doesn't make sense. So you don't need to use been, right? So I have had my motorcycle for 10 years. Or I have had my motorcycle since 2010, maybe 2009. Well, something like that. All right. Next question, let's go together. Do you have a pet? I hope you do. I love pets, but in this moment, I don't have any pets. But if you do, so let's imagine I do, I could say, how long have you had your pet? I have had my pet for, the period of time, or I have had my pet since the beginning of this period, since last year, since, I don't know. So you answered this question. So that's it. I hope this video could bring to you, review this point, or maybe if this point is new to you, I highly recommend you watch this video over and over until you feel comfortable, you feel confident to answer those questions. All right, so thank you so much for watching. It's a pleasure every time I'm here. It's the happiest moments because I really enjoy and I have so much fun, and I hope you too. So thanks for watching. God bless you so much, and see you the next class. Bye bye. Take care.